Tier 3. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sailor Nation Sports. We are glad to be back with you after a short hiatus, my friend.
Yeah.
Joe Kanuka to my left. Guest commentator is Eric Carlson, principal of the Holton High School, up in the Crow's Nest, giving Cody the best of the business. And we are here at Sailors Stadium, Tier 3 lacrosse action, where the Sailors are playing host to the Wildcats of Jenison High School. Todd, it's been a while, my friend. We're back live, and we're going to get after it this spring.
You said a short break, but it's always too long anytime we take a break. I will absolutely attest to that. It's always good to see you. It's great to have Eric Carlson in here. That's awesome.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, welcome to be back. I think it's been 2 years since I've been up here with you guys.
It has, because last spring we were shut down. The spring before that, we were blessed to have Eric. It's always nice to have somebody that knows something about
either
the sport.
A little or a lot more about the sport that we.
Yep. In this case,
we're going to lean no more towards a little.
Yeah. Yep. He's going to say little. You and I are going to say a lot.
Compared to us, you are a lot more first.
But and next to Joe, athletic director Todd Conrad is here, and he, we're going to get in his ear a little bit as well. What a nice afternoon, though. It's evening right now. It's 7 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock here. We're really blessed with a nice day here, considering everything.
Yep, it's beautiful.
That's been going around here.
Yep, and obviously all of the schools, the whole county, and everything else are dealing with COVID-positive spikes, but many of the younger age kids, high school students, and each one of these teams, lacrosse, baseball, girls softball, anything that's going on right now in the spring, all have to deal with this. It's just nice to be able to be here and have a game and not have to report that we're not going to be broadcasting because they had to cancel. So just happy to be here, and it's a beautiful night for it.
The Sailors are off to a record of 3-1. Their loss came to West Ottawa, and it's a young team. It's a very young team this year. I think I only counted 6 seniors on the team, and so it's a team that is trying to find their identity. It's a team that is trying to grow together and feed off of each other's energy. Because it's a young team, it's a team that is going to go through some growing pains at the same time, my friend.
Yep, and I think, you look at it and you talk about it. Coach Benedict from the hockey team is up here. He's helping with the scoreboard. And Papa T, Paul Tiefenthal, is also running the announcements here. But we were talking about there's a lot of the same hockey players on this lacrosse team, and we talk about how young they were and how well they did. They're off to a 3-1 start this year as lacrosse, and that's a significant improvement from the last couple of years that they have been running this program. So there's incredible growth here, and it's exciting to see in the sport of lacrosse.
Yep.
Well, Joe, you just mentioned it. You just mentioned program, because that's what this is. This is a relatively new program, and for the success they're having right now is it's kind of a really good highlight of where we're going. Because it is a program. Coach Merle has done a lot to develop the younger players, and we are young as a program, but they're already establishing success. As of right now, we're technically undefeated. Both teams are undefeated for the conference tonight, so this is kind of a big game, although it's early in the season for the conference.
And not only is it a big game for lacrosse and for the conference, but we also have the Sailor Brass here. Kimmin, if you can move to the left over there and catch the Sailor Brass over there on the home side. I don't know if you can capture them or not. It might be out of your shot. It looks like it might be, but I know you guys can hear them out there, that's for sure. It's a little bit below Kimmin's
Well, when
shot.
we get our new press box, that'll be able to cover that.
Sure, absolutely. Kimmin will be hanging right out over there with an unobstructed.
Right there, boy. The eye in the sky that he is, the best in the business.
But the Sailor Brass is here to help support this lacrosse team, support this community, support the school, and I tell you, the Sailor Brass always brings it, and it's going to be fun to listen to them tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
So the Sailors and the Jenison Wildcats are warming up on the field, and obviously, Eric is here because we need a lot of help in understanding this game and everything. But I did pick up a few things from Coach Benedict down here a little bit as far as what we're looking at and what's required in each sections of the field and that kind of stuff. So I think we'll, with Eric's help, we'll sound at least somewhat intelligent.
Yeah, Eric, how long have you been watching lacrosse now? Because you have a stepson out here, Jake, is playing. So how many years have you been involved with Jake playing lacrosse?
Now I got to do math. I believe he started with the Northside program in 3rd grade, and now he's a sophomore.
So 7 years.
7 years I've been involved with the lacrosse, and I had the pleasure of being a coach, a majority of these kids, when they're in middle school. For a few
You coach
years.
some lacrosse?
Yes, I helped
See,
coach.
Eric knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
See, he was sandbagging
We're just
with
gonna
us right
gonna
here.
sit back and not say anything.
Yeah, no, exactly here.
Yeah, Coach Conrad and I were football coaches, and then we transferred into lacrosse coaches.
Nice.
Well, you guys are truly trendsetters. There's no question about that. You know, did the football thing. Now it's the lacrosse thing, and that's great. What are we going to see this year, Eric, as far as the youth athleticism that these kids bring? Because they are a young group, and they are slowly transitioning up to become a relevant. Power is probably too strong of her, but a very competitive team.
Yeah, the competitive is the word. If you ask me, they've arrived actually early, which is a great sign of what the great job the program has done. Because they are, for the kids. Majority of these kids have been playing for quite some time, but they're younger ones. The older ones maybe have not as long. So to have this success this early is a good sign for the program that the Shores has built, because they're heavy with sophomores. And they have some great talent out there, and it's just going to get better and better. Where it not just be competitive is where they're going to be with the targets on their back, if you will, if we get to where we need to be.
You mentioned the coach and what he's done. Share with the people at Salem Shore. How do you build a lacrosse program like this, Eric, to get to where it is right now? Over the 7 years that you've seen it, because you've seen most of these kids now, if not all of them, just slowly move up the ladder of success and skill.
Well, it takes a guy that has a lot of energy and motivation, and when you talk about the program, it's just not the high school. The coach has to be involved all the way from the bottom of the youth program all the way up, and Coach Merle has done that, develop his coaches and his players, and is involved from 3rd grade, or I think even 2nd graders are involved all the way up to the class, and just being involved and being around motivates these kids and gets them to participate and keep going with it and building on their skills and getting them to do camps and things like that. So it's just not the 2-month, 3-month season.
Yeah, and you got to be pretty excited. I think it's tomorrow, right? Is the Lumbertown or Lumberjack? Is it the Lumberjack Showdown? Lumbertown Lax Jam. I knew I had all my L's in there screwed up there for a minute, but Lumbertown Lax Jam. Yeah, I did. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate. That's what you're here for. There's that extra assistance there. But that's exciting because that's crosstown rivalry with the Reese Puffer group, and that these kids in every single sport, it's a crosstown rivalry, and these kids play youth leagues outside of high school together, and it's just what an awesome opportunity to play that kind of competition. And then have something like that crosstown, fundraiser is what it is for each one of the sports. It rotates locations. Last year last year's would have been Reese Puffer? Is that what?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
When we first started with the north side, and actually with the lower level, it's called south side.
Yep.
It's kind of like the rivalry, but it's a great opportunity for the community to come together, because they're not really, well, there are rivals in the field, but we're all one, and we all want to see each player develop into a great, not a lacrosse player, but also as a human being.
You know, it's funny that game has a little nickname to it like that.
We're working on it.
We've got something coming up later on in the spring.
In the fall. Yep.
But in the spring we got to make the announcement of what
we got to put some pieces together. But it's going to be a fun little crosstown rivalry.
Right. And we're working on 2 games that we're working on. It'll be Shores versus somebody else, and it should be a fun little thing. I'm noticing the roster right here now. Hockey was like a co-op, multiple schools forming a team. I'm looking at the roster here. I see we have a young man from Western Michigan Christian, another young man from Christian, and so is this considered like a co-op as well, similar to hockey?
Well, for Shores hockey, we're no longer a co-op for the hockey team. They're all Shores, because they were at one time when hockey numbers down, but the last few, it's been out for 5 seasons.
But some of the scores that we covered, schools we covered, are a co-op. When we had Mark Ewell from the MHSAA. It was a co-op as well.
Yeah, but when they first started Southside or Mona Shores Lacrosse, it is a co-op with Mona Shores, Western Michigan Christian, MCC, and Fruitport.
So obviously there's got to be some type of tryouts, I'm assuming, for kids to see if he is good enough to participate and then make the team at that same time. Same with the JV team as well. Now, out of the 20 kids that's on the varsity right here, you got 6 seniors. So, you got 14 kids coming back next year. That's got to be really exciting for any coach, I would think.
Well, and exciting not only to have them coming back because you get to play with them another year, but exciting for the development of the program. You have that consistency from one year to the next. That's what helps the younger kids coming up to learn. You take those leadership positions of those students that are now athletes for the second or third year in a row, and they become your assistants in developing that program. So now that you have that base established, you really have the ability to propel forward. And I think a 3-1 season to start off with is a great show of where that's going.
Yeah. Well, not only that is, you get away from just the sheer fundamentals to really opening up, per se, another word, the playbook, now we can establish them because we've got a feeder program. We've got a youth league program that's been up in the JVs. We had a joy watching the JVs earlier today. We've got 9:30 counting down before we're getting ready to start with this varsity tilt here. So what do we know about Jenison?
Well, they're undefeated in the conference as well.
Okay.
One thing I want to point out, we were 3-1. That one was an overtime loss.
Overtime loss, that's right.
West Ottawa. It was a very competitive game, and I don't want to say it, but when you're looking at the schedule on our side of it, things is that you go in there and you think we might be competitive, but we're probably going to walk away with the loss. But it was very competitive. It took it overtime, and it could have been anybody's game. So that's just one of those signs. Like I said, we haven't we have arrived and we're going to be competitive. Where we thought, I think we're 2 years ahead of schedule where we thought we'd be at this time.
Really, 2 years ahead of schedule. Well, that's wonderful to see.
So Noah, one of our original broadcast members here, of course, he's at college for one more week. He comes back next week. He just actually texted me. I'm sure he'll be listening or watching later, possibly, but he just sent me a text message. His girlfriend's apartment over there in Ann Arbor, it's on fire. He just called me, and I missed the call.
Are we doing breaking news now?
We're doing breaking news.
We're going to go live to Ann Arbor.
Live to Ann Arbor.
Does he want to truck one of the trucks from here?
Well, I was just going to send him a message to let me know if those guys aren't doing it right, and I'll get a hold of their chief to make sure that they.
I mean, you are lieutenant deputy. The conference. What makes up the conference that we're in? I mean, is it? Is it similar to football, lacrosse conference?
Yeah, it goes by numbers, but we're a co-op, so all that comes in it. So I know the regular schools in the different conferences, but with us, it's your numbers with your the school population. So that's how you develop those tiers. Try to make it as competitive for the schools.
Exactly. So with these three other schools, we're not up there with the Rockfords and the big boys yet, are we? I mean, enrollment-wise, or do we add all of these enrollments together? I mean,
that would be a question for Mr. Conrad, because I actually don't know the actual student enrollments. But you think about our schools combined, they're probably close to being with Rockford and them. But I think they're in a higher tier.
Yeah. I mean, we're about 1,200. You put Christian at a couple hundred. That's 14. Catholic, 15, 17. Yeah. 17,
but they also take in consideration, like the program-wise, like when we first started, they even though our numbers were where they're at, they put us in a lower tier because it's a new program and they want to be competitive.
Yeah. Well, we got a mixture of football players, hockey players. Not sure about the kids from Western Michigan Christian or MCC, but God, you got a name like Gunner Stout. Now, if that's not an athletic name, I don't know what is.
Gunner Stout.
Gunner Stout. That's a nice name. Probably a football player, too, I would think. Stout.
Well, at least you can tell with that kind of a name that his parents really knew, with the last name of Stout. Let's give him something that really sticks.
Well, exactly.
That's good stuff.
No, that's really good stuff. Yeah.
So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here at the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth, live from the Sailor Stadium up here in the press box. Sailor Stadium, which a year from this summer is going to get a whole new renovation. Not only is the turf in 2022, summer 2022, going to be redone here. We're actually going to go to artificial turf. Confirm the video board that we're talking about. Is that next year? Is that going to be in next year? This fall, the scoreboard, Kimmin, if you could take a look over at the scoreboard. That scoreboard has been there for a very long time. When was that scoreboard put up? Do you know? 20 plus years old. Yep, 25 years old. And obviously the Daktronics score connections and all that kind of stuff have really kind of gone past their lifespan. So thankful to a bunch of sponsors that have helped make this program and opportunity come to life. We're going to have an awesome video scoreboard out there, which is going to give the opportunity for not only the sponsors to provide some ads and some graphics for the students and everything else, but we're also going to be able to do instant replay to that scoreboard at some point in time. As this continues to grow and we learn how to use it and everything else, our instant replays that we're able to show on here, we'll actually be able to show here at the stadium as well. So it's a really, really good program, as well as not only the hardware stuff, but the thing that Nick and I can especially speak to is we're excited that this is getting tied in to the curriculum at the school. So we've always had student involvement with Sailor Nation Sports Network, but this actually, the Daktronics video board comes with a curriculum package that will be infused right into the learning for the Sailor Nation students that want to be involved. So it's so exciting to be able to see where this is going. There are more sponsorships available for anybody that is interested. If you are, make sure to contact Todd Conrad. We will also share some information on Sailor Nation Sports Network to be able to do that. But our abilities to really kind of showcase and shine and help the student athletes of Mona Shores showcase and shine really are going to see a significant improvement starting next year, and then the following summer, artificial turf for band, lacrosse, football, PE, youth football during the summertime. There's so many things that are going to be going on. It's an exciting time here at Mona Shores.
People seem to think, well, football is getting there. It's all about. It's not just about football. It's going to be a multi-use facility that's going to benefit the whole community. And kudos to Athletic Director Conrad and the administration for selling it that way. It's not just a football stadium. It's going to be a multi-use facility, and we want to encourage people to come out. With that said, when you, Kim, and I started Sailor Nation, our primary focus was academics to tie this in with Mr. Drosky.
Yep, absolutely.
And with the programs out there, with the new scoreboard and the video system, it's got academics already built in. So
it's a great program.
It's going to be a great program, not only for the participants here, but for the academics as well. Todd.
I had an opportunity to sit through an educational piece from Daktronics themselves, and I believe, if my numbers are correct, like 80% of the scoreboards in the country, all the way through college and even professional levels, are Daktronic type scoreboards. So a student that's interested in graphics designs or scoreboard operations or broadcast or any of that kind of stuff, they can go through this program and they familiarize themselves with the Daktronics program. They're going to be able to translate right into a potential job at a college or somewhere else with that. So we're super excited with the
not only that, but we've got a young man coming up from the middle school who's going to be joining us next year that wants to get into this field, and we're going to bring him along. When in fact we're going to invite him this spring to join us.
A couple of baseball games and stuff.
For baseball games, maybe a softball game, which will be exciting. We want to open it up. So if you know of anybody in the schools out there, Sailor Nation Sport, hey, have them reach out to us, have them reach out to Athletic Director Conrad or somebody in the schools, and they can join us as well. We got about a minute 20 remaining until we get started here. We've got Eric Carlson, principal of Holton High School. And Eric, right now, what's going on down there? I see some kind of like pregame stuff per se.
Yeah, they were just warming up, moving the ball around, getting used to run through their plays, getting ready, doing their shots, just getting used to the environment. But just like any other sport, just basic warm-ups, running through your basic offensive plays, moving the ball around, getting used to the passing and catching and their shots.
Yep, so we're under 1 minute. I'm assuming that we'll have a national anthem.
We will have a national anthem coming up here in just a few minutes. So,
you know, considering everything, considering how just a few months ago we were playing football on this field in January, I tell you what, they've done a nice job just bringing it back up to snuff. So it's usable for lacrosse right now.
And it's a great opportunity to talk about another one of the reasons for turf is because of the expansion of programs like lacrosse, because they have never been able to host a band competition, because of the need to preserve this field for its intended uses. They've had to forego any uses, major uses
to a lot
of
stuff.
So that they could maintain it for the football, essentially. Doing the artificial turf now gives them the opportunity to host anything that they want without any type of restrictions on it from that perspective.
So
here we are
we've
getting
come
ready
to the end of the warm-up, so we're going to take a quick break
Actually,
from talking.
we'll stay here for the national anthem.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
On behalf of the Minnesota Lacrosse team, we welcome the Tennessee fans to Sailor Stadium and thank them for making the drive over to support these young athletes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the privilege of this event was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms that we enjoy today. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and our country. Civilian gentlemen, please remove your hats. All veterans and active military, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. Everyone able, please stand at attention, placing your hand over your heart as we proudly play our country's national anthem. So, David.
Mona Shores Brass Band.
And the Sailor Brass here to help celebrate this.
Boy, that sounded nice.
Yeah, the Sailor Brass.
Yeah, they're very entertaining.
Not only is the brass next to us right here, but the brass is performing.
Administrative brass, Sailor Brass.
Sailor Brass. Just a lot of brass.
We got to be on our best behavior.
Yes,
He's kind of
we
like
do.
our boss
Yes,
or
we
that kind of
do.
stuff, isn't he?
So we're blessed to have Eric Carlson, principal of Holton Public Schools, Kimmin, the best in the business up in the Crow's Nest. Joe Canuck and Nick Davros here live from Sailor Stadium. 12-minute periods, quarters.
You also forgot to mention I'm a 2-year middle school lacrosse coach.
That's
my credentials for being up here with you guys today.
Yes, this is right. And the veteran coach that he is.
There's a lot of professional lacrosse teams that call him and ask for a little bit of analysis on some plays that they have, that kind of stuff. So that's why he's here. That's why he's here.
And John Hopkins was reaching out the other night to talk through some things with me.
Well, he probably breaks down some films. He's probably he's probably helping colleges, the big time schools, the Big Ten.
That's where the big
guns go.
They're
telling me the Big Ten is it, and Maryland, #1 in the country. Thank you very much. Do I know my Big Ten schools or what? All right.
So here we go. We're getting ready for the Sailors.
Face-off.
Yeah, it's a face-off
It's a
at center
face-off.
field here. And it's the Jenison Wildcats as our visitors getting ready. The defending Tier 3 champions, Jenison Wildcats.
Yes, they are.
Should be a good game. I understand that there is it Cleveland or Cincinnati, that one of their gunners, Cleveland State, one of their attackmen is being recruited or is going to
Really?
Cleveland State. So.
Wow.
So we're underway. It's 12-minute quarters here with I think it's about a 10-minute intermission in between the two halves.
Interesting how they set up their plays right here now. That's going on.
So I understand that you have to get the ball into the inside white line scoring area in order to. If you don't get it in there within a certain amount of time, they'll blow the whistle and they'll give it to.
Yeah,
Like a
You can
delay
only
game type
have
thing.
you can only have as many as 6 over here. Typically, the defense stays back and then the midfield moves from one end to the other to help.
Shot and go, and it hits the post
Yeah,
there.
you hear the fans and the coaches always, you got to get a touch, and that's what they're meaning when you
Oh,
want to
okay.
get in that zone. It's kind of like a shot clock for lacrosse.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Down the field, one pass and a quick shot on goal to give the Wildcats a 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, and that was a textbook shot. I mean, you're
Yeah.
coaching your kids. You want to go over the top and you want to aim for the goalie's feet.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah, oh no, that was
it's easy to see up here when you start going down. It's a little bit harder to dig out. So that was
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a textbook shot.
well, the guy took it all the way down the field by himself and then just passed it over to the other kid shooting down the pipe and goes up 1-0. 10:58 remaining here in the first quarter. Sailor Stadium. Tier 3 action. The Sailors playing host to the Wildcats of Jenison High School. The face-off is an interesting formation like that, how they're down on a knee as well.
Wildcat goal by 50 Carrick at 10:58 of the first quarter.
That is the guy that was going to Cleveland State. Wow. Okay, so there's their big gun right there. Is the
Yeah.
one that scored.
Wonder why he's going to Cleveland State, huh? Wildcats trying to set it up right here now. Seeing how they pull it out. Sailors go back on defense right here.
And you'll notice all 3 of the midfield are back helping with defense.
Yeah.
One offensive zone player is playing at midfield along with the Jenison Wildcat.
It's
Shot, miss.
interesting how a guy can line up way behind the net too, the goal like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, unlike hockey, there's a
Right.
lot more space behind
There's a
the
ton of
net.
space behind there. You're right, Joe.
And one of the other things to mention too, that was almost
Yeah, I
almost
know.
snuck that one by. Nobody is allowed inside that goalie circle. If anybody goes in that goalie circle at all, they will whistle everything dead at that point.
Well, you've been doing some studying, haven't you?
I'm not
that
at
taxpayer money's going at good
I'm not at
use.
Eric Carlson's level,
No,
but
not at all.
I can at
Well,
least talk.
no, colleges aren't calling you and pro scouts about this. 9:38 here, first period of action, Sailor Stadium. Sailors down 1-0.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here. Our first full broadcast. Nice save.
Nice save.
Let's take a look at that save real quick.
Eric, Fiskin in one goal.
I don't know. I've never actually
Yeah,
timed
my
it, but they
God.
say that's one thing about lacrosse. It's not a low-scoring game. But
No.
if your defense isn't playing great, I mean, your goalie
It
is
could
put in
get
some
ugly
tough,
fast.
tough
Yeah.
situations, and a 14, 16
Running
point
into zone
games
almost unopposed, and oh boy, I'll tell you
yeah,
what, that
God,
was.
look at that, how they just set it up like that.
Take a look at this on the Lake Michigan Insurance
that's-
Instant Replay one more time. Great move by Jenison. Runs into the zone almost untouched, and
Sees a young
number
man at the
30
wing
was
right
sitting
there.
right there off
Just
to the
sitting
side.
right there. I mean, it's
Great
just like-
pass, great
Yeah, the
move.
poor goalie just doesn't have a chance on a situation. I mean, it's a 2-on-1. Kind of like basketball, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 action. It's just tough to stop. 9:01 remaining here in the first period, first quarter. Sailors down 2-0. Face off, center of the field.
Timeout, Mona Shores. Perfect opportunity for us to take a timeout here as well. We're going to do a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
And I want to welcome everyone back. 9:01 remaining here in the first quarter of action here. Sailors Stadium. Sailors down 2-0 to Jenison. Tier 3 action coming at you. Eric Carlson, guest commentary.
Yeah, yes, absolutely, and much appreciated. Thanks for joining us.
Much appreciated.
My pleasure. Great night for lacrosse.
So the timeout, Eric, fill us in. What do you think was being discussed here? More offense and defense, defensive oriented.
I'm going to guess it was one of the defensive side on the movement, making sure they're covering things and making sure they watch that back door. So that last score, that player looked like he pretty much just walked right in there. And shot right there. Now that was
they were looking to set one up there.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to set it up.
Oh, nice shot on goal.
Goes wide to the left on that one. So I noticed at each end, down in our end line, they have ball just scattered around. Is that protocol, I'm assuming, in case the ball goes?
Yeah, that's so you don't have to chase the ball because they go flying for 100 yards. You just grab one and go.
It's coming
really
back,
nice,
from 2 years ago when we did this, literally. Sailors on a breakaway here.
3-on-2. Closes up pretty quick.
Stephen Kozak,
now,
2.
Eric, help us out with this. What, as far as formations or anything like that from an offensive perspective, or even defensive once we get down there, is there pretty typical offensive, setups, that kind of thing, running plays, that kind of stuff? What are we looking at?
I don't want to necessarily use the word typical, but they're all
shot on goal goes in.
But you want to create space, you want to do rotations and try to create mismatches, and people that are caught but setting screens up, moving around.
Yep. And I noticed that a lot in the JV game when we were setting up here.
Number 10, Brandon.
They worked a lot on the.
How do we pronounce his last name there? Eningenberg?
Yes.
Edenberg? Enigenberg?
That's what I.
Is that Enigenberg? Oh, it was 18. Landon Terry.
Oh, Landon Terry. I thought it was number 10 because we gave that kid a hug right away. All right.
So 2-1, Wildcats are leader, but the Sailors are on the board.
Defensively now, Eric, zone, man, combination.
It's a majority of it is going to be zone. You got to pass them off, so you can't cover that much territory. So you got your 3 defensive men, and they have to
I got you. Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense there.
Landon Taylor, unassisted. That's number 18, Taylor, unassisted. Goal scored at 7:48 of the first quarter.
Sailors keeping it down in the Wildcats zone. How critical and crisp do these passes need to be in order to find those open shots?
Yeah, I mean, they have to be on target. I mean, look at those little they're baskets there that you don't have much room for air. And that's like the number one thing you work on is being a.
Oh, there's a turnover by the Sailors. Is there any limit to how far one player can run with the ball?
Yes and no. You can, like the attacks you spoke on earlier, have to stay on this side of the field. But
that was a nice little move.
And same with the defense. But usually what happens, sometimes the defense will intercept the ball. The defense can go past half but one player has to stay back to fill that role for those 3 guys.
Well, yeah, on both Jenison goals, that number 17, I mean, he went all the way and then just dished it off right after.
Yeah, so if he goes coast, you'll notice one of the guys will put his stick up, and that's to notify the refs that he's going to stay back for that individual.
Oh, okay. And there he goes again.
Sailors looking to put some defense up here.
Yeah.
The last couple of times the Wildcats have been down in the Sailor zone, they were able to score.
Yep, a sub for the Wildcats,
Nice block.
24 in for 50.
Sailors will pick it back up. So now I'm assuming he must have been one of the midfield, correct?
Yeah.
Because he's able to run down there, nobody's taking the spot.
Middies have free range anywhere they want to go.
Is there something that identifies them as
I don't
mid-range?
have 17 in the program.
There's a nice shot.
A shot in the goal.
Sailors tie it up. Let's go back to the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Just brought it into the goalie's run. Slammed her in. Sounds like Mr. Nana is the one that scored that one. Jake Nana.
You know, the only player out there wearing his sweats.
Jake's wearing the sweats?
Yep.
Todd confirming that was Jake, correct? Jake Nana. Okay, good. Assisted by Cotner. Oh, nice check. Now, from that perspective, how much is this a delayed penalty at that point?
Yeah. When the flag goes up, they won't. Just like in hockey, they won't blow it dead until the ball hits the ground or the other team touches.
So
the
we
ball.
obviously have a penalty here for the contact that was made by, it looked like Jake Nana.
Yeah, I think
on that
it's
one.
Jake.
What level of contact are you allowed in that realm? You know, obviously we kind of look at this as almost a cross between hockey and, you know, a little bit of soccer. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's contact-wise, it's closer to a hockey game. How much is allowed as far as contact out there?
Well, that's a good. I mean, it's up to discretion. It's you're allowed to have the contact. Like one of those sports, you have a stick and you actually hit people with it. When you come in there,
Sure.
out there, and he's the defenseless, and that's why Jake
Right.
got that penalty.
It's kind of a blindside hit almost.
Now I see Eric Cotner, who played in the JV game, is now playing in the varsity game. I wonder if there's limit on quarters, like last year football had the fifth. You know, kids could play an extra quarter if you played the JV game. You know, sit them down so you could play them in the varsity game a quarter or two. So this would be interesting. Cotner in there with the assist.
That was good.
It's a 5:15 and counting down here in the
First quarter of action. Action filled first quarter at that. Tied 2-2.
Oh man, right in the upper corner. Jenison
Then
comes back.
then, you know, as soon as you
sure
say
did.
it, they get a goal.
Like Michigan Insurance Instant Replay, they kind of had the defense swallowed them up there, but they were able to get a pass out, a little bit of open room, and he put it right up above the goalie's left shoulder. So that makes it 3-2 in favor of the Wildcats. 5:05 left. Tell us about this face-off, Eric. What are we doing down here? It's not a real aggressive face-off. It's like they win something and then they get the ball and then they start down there. What is it that they're doing?
I think it was Nick mentioned earlier they have to have their knee down and with the you put your shafts down and then line up and you get the space, and basically what the guy wants to do is clamp that down and get it out of there, and then it comes with your body and trying to push. And
so the official isn't dropping a puck like in hockey. The ball's down on the ground already.
Yep.
Right?
And
Okay.
the baskets are
in front.
Yep.
And then
equally. Yep.
And then what? He blows a whistle,
and that's when they try to clamp and try to.
First come, first serve.
We hate to use the word rake in lacrosse, but that's kind of what they're doing. Trying to get that ball out of there.
Kimmin just got a fantastic shot of that last
Oh, great
face-off
job,
to be able
Kimmin.
to show that. So well done.
That's
Kimmin.
why we call him the best in the business, right there, baby. The best in the business. Sailors on offense, going to set it up right now. That ball, they keep it now. They're trying to find it. Andrew Grimm, number 7.
Three to 2, still Wildcats.
Interesting how they set it up now. You know, you can just watch it, and Kimmon's getting a great shot right there. Just, no, there's going to be a shot. Yes!
Beautiful,
yes,
beautiful
off
shot.
The ground. Boy, they seem to like to bounce it off the ground to get it in there. That's got to be tough to
where you want to
defend.
aim. Is the goalie's feet is where you want to go. Because that's the hardest thing for the goalie to defend.
Is it
Looking
really?
at it
I think
again
that
on
was
the Lake
okay.
I think
Michigan
that was
defense.
Conrad that went in there and scored that goal.
Great shot by the Sailors. Ties it up 4-1 here in the first quarter.
Boys, lacrosse just grown so popular on the west side of the state now.
Sure,
It's
absolutely
it really is fun to watch. I mean, it's just the athleticism alone. You know, the hand-eye coordination, time with the footwork and all. It's like hockey in the air almost.
Mm-hmm.
Face-off coming into action right there. Oh, that's interesting. Cotner. Might be seeing him on my JV football team this coming year.
You wouldn't be too sad of that, would you?
No. He's athletic. We were at Perfect 13 this morning. There are some nice-sized kids that are in the 9th grade. I think football is going to be in pretty good shape for the next couple of years. And it looks like lacrosse is as well. A young group of kids, only 6 seniors out of the.
There it is.
There's another one.
Another
Nice setup. Well, I tell you what, this is exciting. The kids look good.
I think that was Beilhart's.
Bryce.
No,
Is
it was
it in?
Pook, and it was his little brother.
Oh, is it little brother?
Yep.
Okay.
As the kid's name is, that's Pooks.
Pooks. I like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sailors up 5-3 right now.
4-3.
4-3. Okay, they're right. Scores right. 4-3. 3:33 counting down here. Opening quarter of action. 7 goals scored. 4 by the Sailors. 3 by those Wildcats. Wildcats win the face-off. So,
Nice save.
boy, once a guy gets it in, you know, in that basket part, it's tough to defend somebody. I mean, how do you knock it out? You knock it out from behind?
Well, you want to attack because what they want to do is when they get it, they're going to want to cradle it to keep it,
Right.
to keep it in there. Oh, geez,
Jenison just scores again in that bottom corner around the 7 o'clock mark there.
So it's
Looking
actually not
again.
the easiest thing to keep that in there with the
It's
cradle.
not?
No, if you got to keep that going, and they're going to be whacking at your stick and knocking that thing loose. That's the main goal.
Well, you know, during the hockey season, I would talk to Eric periodically about some stuff, and, you know, we were talking about sick. Now, what does the school provide as far as equipment for lacrosse?
This is actually a club sport, so the most of this is all through fundraising
Okay,
and player fees.
okay.
I mean, the school does provide certain things, but it's technically a club sport still. Something like the referees and things like that the school will cover.
Okay, uniforms and stuff, helmet.
That comes that's not
fundraising.
Yep.
Okay.
Jenison Wildcats goal.
As this expands in popularity, do you see that expanding into a school-covered sport at some point in time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as of right now, when we brought this group together, lacrosse was kind of new to the area somewhat. We had the south side, but nothing at Mona Shores, and to keep the kids around and playing, we wanted to get many opportunities, but we didn't have enough field teams, so we created the co-op to make sure we could field the girls' team, a boys' team, and the JV teams.
Okay.
But eventually, I think it probably will evolve into becoming an actual school sponsor.
Now the girls' season same time as the boys in the
Yep.
spring.
Yep.
Okay.
Girls are struggling right now with some COVID-related
Are they?
quarantine and positive stuff. I know it's been a challenge for them right now at this point, but hopefully they get back on track. I know their head coach graduated with him, Chip Vasquez. Great guy.
Shot.
Great shot,
Goal.
great effort to
Great
get it in
shot
there.
and effort right there.
Let's take a look at that on Lake Michigan Insurance Instant
What number
Replay.
we got on that goal?
Yep, great effort in the face of the defenseman. He continued to push
13,
forward.
you said?
Yeah, Brayton
Yeah,
Conrad.
Conrad having a nice game.
Boy, that Conrad guy, I know there's a lot of good stuff in that blood there. So
Brayton's been playing a long time. He plays the summer lacrosse for the West Side program, and he's put a lot of time in.
There's summer lacrosse as well.
Majority of these players will play summer lacrosse. Most of them will be.
Is it a school-related thing?
No,
or
it's a
just a group of guys getting together and saying, "Hey, let's."
Yep, it's the West Side is where the majority of them play, and
that's
he's been playing with them for as long as I can remember.
Sure. Okay. Conrad with the unassisted.
pass. Oh, that was a beautiful pass. Nice to set up, but it didn't stick.
5-4 Sailors are up by 145 counting down here. You're in the opening quarter here at Sailor Stadium. Tier 3 action. There's a shot. Goes high.
What is a regulation size goal for this? 6 by 6. Thank you, Mr. Todd Conrad. 6 by 6. That's a lot of goal for a small ball being thrown at you like that to try to cover as a goalie. That's for sure.
And it's going some miles per hour there too. There's shot. Oh,
another good effort.
How does that not go in?
Well, looking at it, is there an interference type of a call that could be called on that?
I was looking for like maybe a
push in the
back or cross check with the shaft. But it's a bang bang sport, and they can't catch it all.
Yeah. So back to the equipment, Eric. Hockey stick. What's it called? Is it called a hockey stick? What's it called?
Their shafts.
Baskets.
Shaft?
Yep, you have your shaft, and then they have
the basket.
The head. The head is what it's called.
The head is called.
And then they have their pockets.
Yep. So do you buy each component separately? I mean, or is it all encompassing?
Yeah, well, it's just like anything else. I mean, I shouldn't say anything else, but no, it can be all encompassing.
Another shot on goal and pay dirt.
A lot of the kids like certain shafts and certain heads
exactly,
and certain.
Yeah.
And,
well, it's like a hockey stick. So certain kids are going to want a certain style hockey stick like that. 52 seconds. Sailors score another goal. I think that's Eric Conner. Going up 6-4. I think this is going to be exciting.
Well, I'm not going to jinx them because last time the JV game they were up to 5-1 going into the second quarter, and I thought, man, this is going to be a blowout. And didn't end up being that way. So, yes, they did. Yes, they did. 52 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Sailors are up 6-4 over our guests, the Jenison Wildcats, the Tier 3 defending champions.
Sailors 3-1 on the regular season. Lone loss coming in overtime to Highland West Ottawa.
52 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Bit of a scrum down there in front of Jenison's goalie.
Somebody's going to break through.
My goodness. I love that.
Now, here's the question. Is that considered a hat trick in lacrosse?
It's a hat trick. There's dinner out tonight for that young man, I think, Mom and Dad.
Going to Sizzler.
Yeah,
I tell you,
once
he picked that up, he blew through all of that defense and just put her home.
Kind of like the fullback trap when he was running fullback for us right there, baby. God, this is exciting. 7-4, 32 seconds coming down here in this opening quarter here at Sailor Stadium.
Great shots, Kevin. You're getting all of these perfect shots for everybody out there watching out there in Sailor Nation Sports Network land. You know, I was going to tell you a little bit of what I've learned about Kimmin as of late, but going to show you a replay on the latest goal.
By the Wildcats.
Wildcats put one more on the board, making it 7-5. So. Kimmin has always long been, and I don't even know if we've mentioned this, a drummer. And now he's gotten back into the band. He's getting the band back together, and they've actually got gigs. They're going to be touring all over the place, man. Yeah. It's one of the things we're going to get some information we've wanted to do, and maybe over the summer we'll put together some bios on all of the members of Sailor Nation Sports Network and what they do. But that's an interesting fact about Kimmin, and I'll tell you, he knows his music. He knows his rhythm. I've seen him.
Well,
I've seen him a couple different times
at church. He did a great job with the choir.
So kudos to Kimmin to dusting off the old drumsticks and putting the rhythm back in the band, and it sounds like he's having a good time with it. He's going to be traveling around.
Roadies to help set up for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so it's 7-5, 9 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Sailors
5, last shot on goal here, possibly.
Right, and goes just a little wide, and that's going to bring us to the end. So we've come to the end of the first quarter of action here at Sailor Stadium. The Sailors are up 7-5. We're going to give you a 1-minute break. We're going to allow you to come right on back for Joe Kanukin, Eric Carlson, Kim and Kotis up top. I'm Nick Davos. Take that break, but make sure you come right back.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. The Sailor Nation Sports Network would like to announce the first ever Pinnacle of Pride sponsor, the Sailor Classic. The Sailor Classic is a golf outing fundraiser created in 1990 and focuses on ways to enhance both the student athletes and the true fans' ability to experience all that Mona Shores has to offer. The Sailor Classic has provided a multitude of areas of financial support for athletics throughout the Mona Shores school system. In 2001, a foundation was created under the Sailor Classic to fund scholarships for qualifying student athletes. That fund has since grown to over $150,000 and has helped several students-athletes begin their college endeavors. The Sailor Classic is held every summer. For anyone interested in either becoming a sponsor in the Classic or simply participating, please see the Sailor Classic Facebook page for the most up-to-date information. Thank you, Sailor Classic, for your generosity and support of our Sailor Nation Sports Network as the very first Pinnacle of Pride sponsor.
Want to welcome everyone back. Hope you had a good, quick break here. 1 minute long. We're back with you here. 12 minutes here until halftime. Sailors up 7-5. Sailor Stadium. Tier 3 action coming at you. And the Sailors, I'll tell you what, according to Eric Carlson, they're playing
looking
some
good.
great.
Definitely looking
Lacrosse.
good.
So Eric and I were talking a little bit, noticing that the stick is, some guys have the short handles, some guys have the long handles, and Eric was filling in. Fill us in a little bit, about Eric, some more about what's going on, because certain positions will have certain length.
Yeah. Your attacks and your middies, as we call them, will have the shorter shaft, but your defensive players will have their longer shaft to create the space. And then during the face-off, you also usually have one of the middies will have a longer shaft. They call them the LSM long stick midi to get the advantage and try to get the ball, because obviously with the longer shaft you gain a little extra space there to grab that.
Right. And you see now Jenison sending it up on offense. Sailors back on defense right now. Oh, interceptor. Is that Conrad? Oh, look at that. Boy, there's some slashing going on there by number 4, Hayden Black.
So how much of that slashing can you get away with on the play?
Well, as long as he has the ball and you're hitting the stick, you're not hitting him from behind. You can get away with pretty much anything as long as it's not.
Oh, wow. Shot on goal is good. I mean, really, it's a dart coming at him right there.
Take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay.
Yeah, but as long as you're attacking their shaft, it's legal.
And so you can just be beating the mess out of that shaft as long as and
Pretty
that's
much
legal, right? Wow.
That's why the kids love the sport. You get to get a stick and get to hit people with it.
Yeah. That's just amazing. You're watching, they are just beating the mess out of that stick. Makes it 7-6, 10:33 counting down here in the second period. Sailors up. It's lacrosse Tier 3 action from Sailor Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School. And I'll tell you, it is, I got to imagine the lights are going to be going on pretty
I
soon.
would think so, yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
You'll notice right there, number 29 with the long pole there for the mini.
Yeah,
That's
right.
That long stick mini that I was referring to
gotcha.
earlier.
Okay, here's this kid. There's this 17, yeah. Number 17 for Jenison. He's the one who had, the 2 quick assists to start the game, going right down the pipe there in the first quarter.
What is, I understand the distance that you can get with the longer stick, but to me, is there a little bit of a disadvantage as far as how fast you can get that stick in motion as well?
Well, yeah, it's a bigger tool, so you can't move it as fast as the shorter sticks. But for the defense, it's about spacing and covering as much space as you possibly can.
Sure. I'd like to thank everybody joining us here from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth at Sailor Stadium up here in the broadcast booth, the press box.
Yep, you just noticed the long stick midi, number 29, just came off the field now that they're on shore side, and an attack went out there.
Gotcha.
Well,
Sailors looking to improve their lead, working hard, floating around. Jenison picks it up. Oh, knocked out of his hands. This could be a quick turnaround. Oh,
there's
what a
goal
shot.
Almost like a backhanded shot right there.
Take a look at that
Who's
at the
that,
Lake
number
Michigan
5?
Insurance Instant
Trent
Replay.
Benedict, yep.
Benedict takes it after getting it kind of knocked out. He just a missile, an underhand missile.
There's a dinner going out there. Yeah, another dinner for Dad. Putting the Sailors up 8-6, 9:08 counting down here in the second quarter.
Wow, I'll tell you, that was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. I'll take a few more of those goals, please.
Number 5, Trent Benedict, unassisted. That's 5 Benedict, unassisted, and 9:08 to the
Sailors working it into the Wildcat zone. Looking to spread them out. Find an open shot.
Now, the defensive guys, they can come out as far as they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. But they also got to keep in mind as they're
No,
coming
right,
out, they're creating that
exactly,
space
right.
and pockets for the attacks to go in there and.
Okay, so the
create a
official
scene.
has his hand up after that
I
kick.
believe they're going to call a push in the back.
Yeah, right. Because his hand went up right away when the kid went down. It's kind of like he sizes everything up here.
Oh, beautiful shot again.
Another
Quick turn.
shot backhand here.
Brayton is on fire.
Brayton picking up his 4th goal of the game, putting the Sailors up 9-6, 8:22 counting down here till halftime. It's got to be something in Brayton's contract, like some compensatory thing. Every goal, Dad's going to dole out some money or something, like $1 a goal or something like that.
No,
$5 a goal.
I've met his dad. His dad's probably making him do push-ups because might not have been over the top.
There we go. Brayton having a great game, 4th goal of the game here. Sailors up 9-6, 8:22 face-off.
Sailors once again getting it and moving it into the Wildcat zone. Now I would say that's the long stick mid.
Long stick midi, yep.
Correct.
It just was a good example. He wanted that longer sticks. He was able to get that ball sooner.
Right, okay.
And then as they transition in offense, you'll watch him come off the field and an attack will come on with a shorter stick.
Oh, all right.
Or sometimes, depending, they might hand him another stick and he gets rid of the
okay.
one.
Same guy stays there. They just toss him another stick.
Could be, depending.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, thanks, Eric.
So when we do that change with the personnel, does the one have to be completely off the field before the other one is going on?
Yep.
Or at least close to it? You know, obviously
you got to be off. And that's you'll see the cones there, and you can use the space, and depending where you're at, you'll see your attacks are down on the shores end there to go on the field, and you'll see the defense will be more on this other side of the cones. They can use this whole box.
Now, how many coaches are on the sideline for us? Is there two guys, the gentleman in the dark blue and then in the baby blue next to each other down there? Those are the two coaches? Okay.
Motion's penalty on 20, Jake Nana.
So Jake Nana takes a penalty. Is that is there an an odd man thing, or he just has to come off?
Yep,
So-
he's got to come off, and it creates a man up. They'll have, man down. Jenison will have an extra player out there.
And a penalty lasts how long, or does it depend on the infraction?
Depends on the infraction, usually 30 seconds or a minute.
Is there a penalty box, or he just has to come
that's
off?
you see Jake down there
So
just taking a knee in front of the table, and the table let him know when he's allowed to release.
And then who keeps track of how much time the people?
The score table will keep track.
The score table. Okay, gotcha. That's it.
Another shot on goal by Jenison, way high.
So the clock does not stop on the. So when does the clock stop for a penalty?
It should stop for penalties. It stops for out of bounds.
And for goals.
And for goals, yeah.
Okay, so not very often.
Nice little pass.
Yeah.
Wildcats looking for some separation. Not able to get it. Defense has been swallowing up pretty good here.
Oh, yeah.
After
you know, 9-6 right now. You're down to 6:47. Somebody calls a timeout.
That was Jenison called the timeout. Yeah, but since Merle called that timeout in the first quarter.
No, you're right.
Defense,
You're right, Eric.
They made some adjustments, and it's obviously worked.
Let's take a quick break while they take their timeout. You do the same, and we'll be right back.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Want to welcome everybody. 6:49, counting down till halftime. Sailors up 9-6. Tier 3 action coming to you live from Sailor Stadium. Soon to be refurbished Sailor Stadium here. I'll tell you, the turf, it's going to be the multi-use facility that it's going to become for the greater good of Norton Shores and the community. It's going to be I'll tell you what, it's really exciting what's happening here at Mona Shores on all academics, arts, athletics. And we're glad to be bringing it to you because we've got a bunch of stuff. We've got baseball, we've got softball, we've got
girls soccer. Yep, we're going to try to get some, if we can get any of the tennis in there.
Yeah.
Track is coming up.
Track is coming up. I'm going to be announcing next week in the 28th and the 5th. So we've got 2 track meets coming up. That will be exciting. A goal there by the Wildcats, making the score 9-7, 6:26 counting down.
I was just having a conversation with athletic director Conrad about collectively this entire year for Mona Shores as athletes. There's been so much widespread success in the programs and it's just incredible, especially having to deal last year with the pandemic and this entire year with the pandemic. Really, especially I feel fantastic about the spring sports being able to go off. after they didn't get anything last year. So,
Yeah.
and things have been terrific so far.
Well, you look at
Boys golf was the other one that I wanted to mention.
Yeah,
They're off to a
right.
hot start as well.
Yep. Steve's son, Owen, is on the golf team. We hope it'll cover him. Steve is going to be with us whenever he can. He's got swimming going on here. We've had multiple people come up wanting to know where Steve was today. And I said, well, Steve's got swimming sign-ups. Well, we thought we could sign up here with Steve, but alas, Steve's not here with us. But you know what? He's not here physically, but we know where his heart is.
And you know what? To give Steve some kudos, he has done. There's a goal for Mona Shore Sailors.
Again.
Take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Brent Conrad is on fire today. Absolutely on fire. Another great goal.
Eric, you see games like this tonight where one kid just seems to have it going.
I mean, that definitely it happens. Just like you're hot. And it's just like another sport, it just transfers to keep that momentum going.
And
Landon Taylor had a big game against West Ottawa where he was getting a lot of the scores, and it's whoever's night is their night.
You know, the young Conrad kid, Braden, is just having a great game tonight.
Looking at this score, obviously, both teams are playing relatively good, and we mentioned the one loss that they took in overtime. Did I hear that was a 3-2 loss? Was it overtime? Was it a low-scoring game? What was the score of the one overtime loss that Mona Shores had? 13.
Yep, 3-2, 14-30. It was close.
Okay.
Well, the 3 and the 2 were there. You just forgot the 1 and
I must have been thinking about something completely.
Well,
this is why
okay.
I shouldn't talk. But back to Steve.
Some numbers right though. Don't do that to yourself. Don't beat a dead dog down like that, Joe.
I wanted to let's
3 and 2.
Yeah,
you just forgot that.
Let's talk about Steve now.
Okay, let's go back to Steve.
So just to give him some shout outs and some recognition.
Right.
Steve has long, and I say long, he's in his 30th year of offering swimming lessons to the youth in this area, and he has a huge passion for making sure kids are safe around water and understand what they need to do. And for 30 years, he has been part of providing swim lessons out of his own home. And it's been an incredible journey for him. I know that he's incredibly proud of that. Honestly, that's really the spirit of everybody here on Sailor Nation Sports, giving back to the community, and that's a great example of how Steve did. Only one example. I mean, his coaching stuff and teaching and then the swim lessons. Fantastic.
And now being part of Sailor Nation Sports, it's just all, Steve, we miss you, buddy. Do well. Steve's been doing this so long, it's almost like he baptizes most of Mona Shores here.
Kind of, yeah. If you're looking at it, you think about it then. Should we start calling him Father Steve?
Well, if his name was John, he would be John the Baptist on North Shores. But now, it's just Steve DeLong, and good for you, Steve. And keep doing what you're doing, buddy. We love you, and we miss you so very, very much. And he'll be with us whenever he can. I know he's busy. His son, quite a good little golfer, Owen, and it's going to be good to have Steve back whenever he can join us, but he's busy.
A shout out to Noah. Obviously, we mentioned him earlier. He's still at school. He'll be there for anher week. Sounds like he survived.
Put out a fire at his girlfriend's apartment, though.
The girlfriend's apartment in Ann Arbor had a fire.
Is that smoke I see over to the east of us coming up right there?
I sure hope not, because that's a big
fire department.
And we got Connor, who is he's actually taken a position. I think he's a director of youth activities and such up at a church camp up in Onekama.
Yeah.
So he's going after what he wants to go after, his passion, and he's got an opportunity early on in his life. So congratulations to Connor. Johnny, unfortunately, is home with his family and stuff as they're dealing. I believe it's his grandfather that is dealing with some health issues. So our thoughts and prayers are out there with the Hall family and Johnny and everybody else, and hopefully speedy recoveries and as good a health as possibly can be found there as soon as possible.
I want to go back to what you touched on with the COVID situation. You look at some of the schools that have had to shut down some of their sports. And, one of the most, what was tough with Nick Bronsma, a teacher here at Mona Shores, has an unbelievable great season. The great coach that he is, goes 19-1 and can't even play a game in district because
beautiful.
COVID.
Oh, man.
COVID. Congratulations to, the administration here at Mona Shores doing all the right stuff for the right reasons at the right time, so our kids can participate and not having to shut down.
Yep, and honestly, the percentage of a positive rate did go high and higher than what they wanted. And in conjunction with the request from the governor to move as much as they possibly could to online, they went back to their hybrid schedule instead of the 4 days a week.
I want to talk to Eric Carlson about this principal at Holton. We had to do the same thing, Eric.
Yeah, we had to go virtual. It's not just with necessarily students, but when you have your staff having a quarantine.
Absolutely.
If we can't have our students supervised, let alone provide an education, it makes things tough. So, yeah.
So we were shut down from Tuesday through today, and, God willing, we're going to be back. We're going to be back on Monday?
Yep, we're back.
We'll be back.
So they're going to be finishing out on their hybrid schedule for the remainder of the season.
Shot there by the Wildcats goes in with 2:05 remaining here till halftime.
Looking at that shot, that was another rifle shot just to the left of our goalie. It looks like probably about 15 to 20 yards away. Great shot. Makes it 10-8. Sailors are still up. 2 goals is not a comfortable lead anywhere in a lacrosse
not
match.
In this game. No, absolutely not.
No, but Joe, you were talking about earlier about COVID and how it affected our spring season, and we were talking about programs. That's one thing that we're kind of worried about. Last spring, everything was shut down, and it gets really comfortable on the couch, and will these kids be coming out? And that's one thing you got to do as a coach is make sure you reach out to those players and make sure they're staying active. I think Shores did a really good job of that, of keeping them active and not being able to lose, because that could be, without your feeder programs, your program's going to be not in good shape.
Well, and I think it's also a testament to multi-sport players as well, because a lot of these players that are out here today are multi-sport players, whether they're playing football or they're playing hockey or whatever it is, having the ability to do that. Some of them also baseball players as well? I mean, are they doing dual on this? Todd, do we have any lacrosse that are also playing baseball? None? Okay. But anyway, there's several different multi-sport players out here. But that's another good way to get them, back in shape, get into the pace of competition. So,
I'm watching Braden Conrad here now behind the goal, and he starts shooting a little bit, and then he'll go back, and it's interesting to watch the offense setting up certain plays and certain situations here.
Yeah, you'll see the players rotating as soon as like you're
that's what I was watching right here. Now Braden's out here at the wing a little bit.
We call that the X.
Okay, boy, he's just a tough kid, though. I mean, just to watch bodies leaning on body, and he kind of sets himself up, and then
we call that stuff back there off-ball movement.
Off-ball movement?
Yes.
Is that what?
That is what it's called. It's called. We call that. We in the know call that.
In the lacrosse world.
I'm sorry, me being the outsider that I am here of this sport. Who called the timeout?
Timeout, Jenison.
With 45 seconds. So the timeout here is for Eric. What do you think? With 45 seconds.
That is a good question. I would think you'd want to say that timeout because 45 seconds, but maybe he's setting something up.
Now, do timeouts? Do you get X amount? Per half or per quarter?
3.
Or you get 3 per game?
I think it's 3 per half.
3 per half. Okay. Wow.
But I guess you can't take them with you, so might as well use them.
Well, you might as well burn
it.
You can't take them with you, yeah. Now, at halftime, the team's going to the locker rooms?
Yep.
I'm assuming? Yep. Okay.
Just like football, go there, talk about, make their adjustments and draw things up and what's working and what's not. And
thank you all out there, Sailor Nation Sports Network, joining us both on YouTube and on Facebook. Here from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth, high in the press box here at Mona Shores Stadium. Beautiful night, sun setting in the west. You can see it over the top of the press box on the visitors' bleachers. I would imagine we're going to see those lights here pretty soon as they start to dip into the eve of the evening. So
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Sailor Nation Sports know that the sun will officially set at 8:37 tonight.
8:37.
Yeah, we're gaining about 1 minute per
Kimmon's
day.
got a great shot of the sunset. Boy, that's beautiful. Nice job.
Oh, is that
swinging
gorgeous?
around.
Nice job,
Fantastic job. Best in the business.
And the best in the business. There
I'll
is
tell you what,
none better.
Kimmon was also another thing about Kimmon, and a lot of people know this, is that Kimmon does a lot of videography work as a.
Yeah, let's give him a little love here.
He has several different projects that he has recorded for various different groups and organizations over the years. So if anybody out there does need, something that they want recorded and kind of put together, Kimmon is your person. So back
Give
on the
Kimmon
field
a
here.
shout. Yep.
Here we are.
30 seconds counting down here. Jenison with the ball. Shot on goal. It's in. The backhand, left-handed shot from the high arch goes in to make it score 10-9. Maybe that's what that timeout was
I
for.
was just about to say, JJ.
Maybe
I guess
that's
I was wrong on that one.
Gosh, I mean, well-designed play. Cuts the lead to 1. 23 seconds remaining here till halftime. Sailors still up 10-9.
Mentioned earlier the varsity girls coach. He's watching our broadcast tonight. Thanks for joining us, Chip. You mentioned sometimes they call a timeout if they can't get that ball in the box. So if Jenison's got the ball and they're trying to get into the Sailors box inside that white box in time, they'll call a timeout so they don't lose possession. Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Chip.
that's exactly
Appreciate it.
it. Chip, appreciate it
Be up
very
here
much.
with us.
I'm sure that he would be more than willing to join us at some point in time, but he's definitely got his hands full with trying to get some players to be able to take the field and keep that girls program going as well.
And we've come to the end of the second quarter in the first half of action here at Sailor Stadium in Action Field. We've had 19 goals scored. Sailors up 10-9. We're going to let you take a 10-minute break while we take one. Make sure that you come back. So, with everything said, it's halftime here at Sailor Stadium. The Sailors up 10-9.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
The Sailor Nation Sports Network would like to announce the first ever Pinnacle of Pride sponsor, the Sailor Classic. The Sailor Classic is a golf outing fundraiser created in 1990 and focuses on ways to enhance both the student athletes and the true fans' ability to experience all that Mona Shores has to offer. The Sailor Classic has provided a multitude of areas of financial support for athletics throughout the Mona Shores school system. In 2001, a foundation was created under the Sailor Classic to fund scholarships for qualifying student athletes. That fund has since grown to over $150,000 and has helped several students-athletes begin their college endeavors. The Sailor Classic is held every summer. For anyone interested in either becoming a sponsor in the Classic or simply participating, please see the Sailor Classic Facebook page for the most up-to-date information. Thank you, Sailor Classic, for your generosity and support of our Sailor Nation Sports Network as the very first Pinnacle of Pride sponsor.
Want to welcome everyone back. Hope you had a good halftime break. We've got Kim in the Eye in the Sky bringing in a beautiful sunset as it heads down
into Lake Michigan.
But it never, it never gets all steamy or anything. And it just
it's just.
Every night I'm blessed. I go down lake and I watch the sun every night that I can.
If I lived, I would walk the beach every single day.
Absolutely, yes, sir, Bob, and I bike when I can. And so it's all beautiful. Kimmin, thank you so much for getting that. The best in the business, the Eye in the Sky. Kimmin taking in sunset over Lake Michigan tonight. We're down to 9 seconds before we get ready for the second half of action here. So Coach Carlson, Principal Carlson, guest celebrity announcer Carlson, fill us in. What do you think? What are we going to see for the second half of action here? If you were the coach, and you've done this now, been around, been doing it for 7 years, you know a little something about all this. What do you talk to the kids about at halftime?
I think they just kind of continue what they've been doing. They're fighting for those ground balls, moving the ball on offense, making sure they're in their spots for defense, communicating, and just continue what they're doing. I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job on the offensive ball, defensive ball. They made some adjustments earlier that seemed to be working, and just want to keep the ball on our side and keep moving around.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's really been exciting to watch this team. We've talked about it several times throughout this broadcast, how much they have improved over the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And last year being off of COVID, not knowing what this is going to be, they have come out this season on fire. They're 3-1. The only loss that they have is an overtime loss. And they are giving the Jenison Wildcats, the Tier 3 defending champions, a great run for their money. Right now, they're taking them 10-9.
Oh,
so
no,
this
absolutely.
second half is going to be a great story to tell, hopefully, for the Sailors at the end of it.
Be interesting, Eric. How does, with your stepson playing right here, practices? What time do the kids practice? Because they got to share the field with the girls.
Well, they practice every day from, I think it's 4 to 6 is what their practice time is.
Okay.
And they usually practice over at the middle school.
Oh, they do? Okay, that's interesting then. And then the ladies are here, I'm assuming then?
I'm not sure. I don't think they play on the obviously the game field because of keeping it up.
Sure, I was just going to say.
Talked about the holding
we'll
the field
have to talk to Todd about them to see how they schedule, because you've got girls and boys wanting to use the same field. They say, well, I
remember when we first started this, the first year of Mona Shore's lacrosse, we were having some of the kids were practicing over at a church.
Really?
Yeah, we were bringing the nets over and putting lines in where we could.
Wow. Yeah, so
there's an almost
the
turnover.
evolution of our own program is really astounding. Yeah. Can you pull a goalie like in hockey toward the end of the game?
You can move him around, but you can't get an advantage because if he comes across the half, somebody else has got to stay back.
I got you. Okay.
So they can come out at any time, and you'll notice sometimes they'll come out of the goal and go.
Really?
Coast to coast, yeah. But someone's always got to stay back.
But then, so you're just, in essence, so we got a timeout here.
Timeout Mona Shores early in this second half.
10-9, 10:47 remaining here in the third quarter of action, Sailor Stadium. In an early timeout.
Yeah, we'd like to welcome everybody here watching on both YouTube and our Facebook page. We're happy to be able to broadcast to both. And broadcast here from the press box at Mona Shores Stadium.
Yeah, I'm guessing Coach Greer saw something he didn't like, so he called it overtime to make the adjustment sooner or later. Maybe something that Jenison made a little adjustment at halftime that he saw, and he wanted to make his own adjustment.
So what do we got coming down the pike here, my friend, with some sports? You and I were talking about some things coming up here.
Yeah, we're working out some details with softball. Softball stadium is not incredibly camera friendly, so we're working on changing some things there to be able to do that. We've got some.
They obviously didn't get our blueprint of what we needed.
Yeah, they didn't get our.
It's quite obvious.
The penthouse was not built.
No,
they missed that part.
Kimmon's Crow Nest wasn't probably. That's probably a little item that probably got cut too, I'm assuming.
So Chip Vasquez, who's the varsity girls coach, he offered to clear up where the girls actually practice.
Thank you, Chip.
And I should have just asked him because I know he's listening there.
I baited Chip, and Chip took the bait. See, that's like a tease, according to Dan Patrick.
From 5 to 7, the girls practice on the practice field.
So, okay.
Thank you, Chip. Appreciate it. But as far as what we have coming up, nothing set in stone other than that. There's a Sailor score. No goal.
No
goal?
No, leave Breton's goal off.
Okay, so why
back,
no goal?
Did he get inside the goalie circle?
I don't know. I didn't really see. Maybe he didn't even actually go in the goal. Maybe it's always in the crease.
There's a crease, yep. So we just watched it on the instant replay. He was in the crease when he made the shot.
And that's why we had the John Vanderbilt instant
No, this is the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay.
The Lake Michigan Insurance. Yes,
that's correct.
Okay, but we're in the John Vanderbilt
of Nexus Realty broadcast booth.
Yes. Right. That's
a lot of great support.
Joe says all that great stuff because it just rattles off.
So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some baseball, softball, some girls soccer coming up. Full broadcast. Now, in all intensive purposes, we still have, fortunately, parents that are willing to get to some of the games that we can't. I know that soccer is going to be broadcast. It's away. I believe it's Traverse City this weekend, I think.
Wow.
And they're going to be broadcasting. Some of the parents are going to be there, being able to broadcast on Sailor Nation Sports Network, so you'll be able to catch that.
That would have been a fun trip to go up to TC to sometime.
I think it's a tournament of some sort up there for that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun. Try to get some tennis in there. You start getting into tennis, and you start getting into the golf. It's a logistically challenging broadcast to be able to do golf, and that's one that we're working on trying to overcome those logistical
Tennis
challenges.
will be difficult too because you've got the multi-courts.
Well, and interesting enough, talking with Kimmin, which he does the baseball broadcast from the top of that press box.
Right.
If you look across over there, he said that's a perfect spot to be able to see all those courts right from up there.
Oh, that's perfect. And see, that's why Kimmin's the best in the business. He knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Versus me just shooting them out.
So we've got to find the great games and the great matches to be able to cover, but we want to try and get as many sports as we possibly can in the final spring season.
Ooh, there's a shot.
For this year.
Yeah. Boy, it's going fast. Well, we've got some news regarding Eric. First of all, we're blessed to have Eric up here doing some great color for us. But Eric's looking up at home to expand what they're doing. Why don't you talk because you and Eric have been talking back and forth.
Oh, sure.
Because last year we were, Eric reached out to us about covering graduation, and we were more than happy to oblige. And we're going to be doing it this year. But Eric's got something that he's working on. Go ahead.
Well, I had the pleasure of talking with Eric and his staff that he would like to kind of put in charge of putting together a live streaming crew and equipment, and we had a great Zoom meeting several weeks back to talk about how it is we do and what we do, and it sounds like he's got some things in motion finally to be able to kind of replicate as much of what we do for the Holton area, and that's fantastic. We'd love to be able to see all the other school districts be able to do that, and Eric, it sounds like you're starting to make some headway on that stuff.
Yeah, and I see all the great work you guys do for the community and bringing sports to home, and especially during this pandemic, it really came to light because your grandparents and uncles necessarily can't come see you play, so it's a great opportunity to bring that to their homes. And I was like, when I'm looking at what you guys are doing, I was like, why not Holton? Why not my school? It'd be a great opportunity for my students to learn the trade, as you guys talked about with the scoreboard and everything else, and give them skills before they get out there and find out this might be for me or might not. I mean, it's a great opportunity for the students.
It's a lot of fun.
So with that said, is grandfather and great-grandfather watching grandson here?
No, grandfather right down below here.
They're here?
Yeah, if they can come, they never miss an opportunity.
Oh, that's wonderful. I have to stop and say hi to him. Eric is just a great grandson taking care of him, and good for him for doing all this. So it's 10-10. The Jenison Wildcats have tied it up here at Sailor Stadium. We're down to 7:41 remaining in the third quarter of action. It's Tier 3, the defending champions in Tier 3. The Wildcats have tied it up.
And I'll tell you what, the Wildcats definitely have come here to give the Sailors everything they can.
Well, most of the action's been down here at the south end here of Sailor Stadium right now as well, Joe.
Yeah, sure
and,
has. And it looks like, what do we have there?
Okay, Eric,
Coach?
what do we have? It's a turnover of some
sort.
sort.
Was a turnover of some sort? Something.
I didn't see this thing. I was like, they don't have like the.
There's some
We'll have
type
to
of
get the girls'
illegal-
coach from a
illegal
distance
contact.
to help us out here. Hey, get that girl.
When he touches the shoulder, what is that? 'Cause
Yeah,
I know when he
taps-
gets to like the
taps the
colleges,
shoulder.
they have their shot clocks where you have to have so much time to get the ball to shoot the ball,
Yeah.
but we don't have that in high school.
Okay,
They just
now-
have to get their touch.
Now this kid's tough right here, number 17.
He sure is, yep.
Yeah, I mean this kid's a beast.
And I believe he's the one that's going to. Oh,
Jack-
there's a nice
That'd be
turnover.
Jack Turney.
Nice turnover by the Sailors.
Yeah,
but,
Jack
he
Turney
gave it
is
right
a
back.
senior. He's an MA. Middle attack?
Yeah, it's probably midi attack. Yep.
Midi attack.
Midi attack?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's the one that's Cincinnati, Ohio bound.
So they keep
Cincinnati
25,
State,
and boy,
sorry.
are they senior heavy. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 16 out of the 25 are seniors on Jenison. So they've got a lot of experience. They have one 9th grader, a couple 10th graders, and other than that, and just a handful of juniors. So a lot of experience on the Wildcat team. Shot goes awry, down to 5:48, coming down here into the third quarter of action here at Sailor Stadium as the sun's setting. The moon is out,
And
What?
so are the lights.
and the lights are on. Todd Conrad, athletic director Conrad, getting that electric bill going right now.
Nice
Nice
grab.
Nice grab by Parker.
Let's take a look at that grab by the keeper there, the goalie. Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. Up close and personal too. He just snagged that right out of the air.
Right out of the air like that, and then turn around and heaves it all the way down almost the length of the field there to number 2, Stephen Koziak. Dad, head coach Matt Koziak, the football team, was up here, asked him if he wanted to do a little cover, but he said he passed because he thought every goal would probably be a touchdown, for heaven's sakes. And
And really, he was saying how inferior he would feel to someone of the likes of Eric Carlson.
oh,
To
absolutely.
fill
yeah.
those shoes and to kind of follow that up is a
Yeah,
pretty
no,
tall order. Sailors pushing in deep.
Yep, the shot,
Setting up.
and nice save. Koziak with the shot.
It's a good setup by Bryce.
Sure
yeah.
was. Oh, we got a 2-on-1.
Oh, here we go. This is going to. That's it. It's almost. Oh, nice defensive
Great
play. A little
defensive
back and
work
forth with
there.
the ball right there. Oh, another defensive stop.
Let's
Great
take a look at
job by
that,
the Sailor defense right here.
That 2-on-1 flurry. One kind of a little knockdown, a second one right after that. It was
Eric, who's our goalie?
That's Parker.
Okay.
Parker Hayward.
Parker Hayward. He's a young chap.
But I tell you what, this is another one of those sports where conditioning,
Oh, yeah.
when you get into the third and fourth quarter, is going to play a huge role in the success of a game.
Oh, no flag there after the Wildcat knocks the Sailor down. Eric, hockey has their different line. We should ask Coach Benedict this. Hockey, the first line, second line, and down. Lineups with lacrosse, or how do you sub?
I think
Or
it's,
the rationale for subbing?
I think it's just kind of like what we do with football. You really don't have lines, so to
Okay.
speak, like you have in hockey. I mean, for the attacks, it's mostly just bringing them as the players need breaks, or if you want to pull somebody aside,
Okay,
to coach them
so,
up.
right.
The middies are the ones that are going to do the most of the subbing because they have to run the length of the field.
Correct.
I wouldn't want to be a midi just because all that running.
That's a lot of running from one. Same thing in soccer. The middies are the ones that are all over the
Yeah,
place.
exactly. And we'll have a chance to do
Girls soccer.
girls soccer. It'll be fun to see the new softball digs, though. We haven't had a chance to see the new
Last year was
facilities for
shut down
softball.
Shut down before we had the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, not to pick on the softball, the protection for the participants and for
for
the
everybody.
people that are walking.
Yeah.
There's netting that's very, very wide around in front of all the stands and everything, so it provides very little good camera shots.
Sure.
Very few good camera shots. So we're working on trying to change that.
Well, that's why we always say Kimmon's the best in the business. He's going to have to step up his bestness with all that.
We're working on getting some like a scaffolding platform out there for a camera shot. So that's one of the things.
All right, we're going to have a little penalty right here. Sending back up the Wildcats. We're down to 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter of action. Sailor Stadium Tier 3 action.
Now, if there's a delayed penalty like that, and they score on that, does that nullify the penalty?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, Eric, when you say Tier 3 champions, is that state champions or?
Yeah, it's just like when you make
Division 2 state champions.
Yeah,
so
Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So in lacrosse, they're called tiers. Wow.
But there's a whole host of penalties.
There's
laundry all over.
There's laundry all over the field.
And they threw his hat because he ran out of flags. So.
It's shiny though on top of that head a little bit, with the moon shining down and.
I see. So how many of the players come off with multiple penalties like that? Is it every single one of them, or do they just play, either at even strength or one down, depending on the number of penalties? Because I only see one over in the penalty box or the penalty area right now.
Yeah, but there was maybe he picked out. I could have swore I saw 2 of them down because it looked like there might have been some head contact on Jenison's part.
There was a total of 4. There was one on the opposite side across from the goal, the hat in the back, the one right in front of the goal, and then there was another one thrown right here in front of the Sailors bench area.
So we're going to have to see what he calls here. But
man up.
You got it.
Okay, it looks like we're going to be playing with the one-man advantage.
He's not done yet.
So one penalty is a minute
for sure for tripping.
Next penalty they're calling out is for the Jenison Wildcats.
So it'll be even.
Dead ball / 1 minute penalty. So it looks like they're even up, one person off.
Yeah, looks like it.
1:48 left here in the third quarter.
Here are the penalties. On Monosaur's number 45, J.J. Booz has 1 minute for tripping. It's 45 Booz, 1 minute for tripping. And number 30 from Jenison, Aiden Zolman, has 1 minute for slashing. Aiden Zolman, 1 minute for slashing. That seems to be.
Nope.
So multiple penalties on each side. 1:29 remaining here in the third period. We're all knotted up. 10-10.
There's
shot and go. There's our
Braden
shot.
Again.
Braden. Conrad. What a game the young lad is making mom and dad ever so proud, as he always has.
Another big battle through the defense there, and Genesis guys were not happy. Makes it 11-10. Certainly no breathing room for sure.
No,
in this type
but
of a game.
God, you've just got to be happy, Eric. You got to be happy with the way these kids are playing right now. I mean, you're going with the defending state champion, senior-heavy team, and really almost like an up-and-start program that they're playing great.
Yeah, you couldn't be more impressed. You almost wonder, like, Jenison was coming into town like they're going to walk all over the place, new program and a young team, and all of a sudden, Shore's been punching them in their mouth, and look at us, we're up 11 to 10.
Eric, how do teams make the playoffs? Does every team, like basketball, qualify? Or is there, football, you got to have points, you got to win X amount of games?
Yeah, it's the same thing as like basketball and baseball. I mean, you have your districts and your districts and your playing games. So
okay, I got you. So everybody makes it. I got you. And, you lose it's one and done per se, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
certain teams will get a bye.
Okay, based on record or ranking? Ooh, that cross field one got picked off in the middle. They're well defended by the Wildcats.
Even strength. All the penalties are over.
Well, Conrad was just swiping at that guy. God, this is brutal.
Mm-hmm. That's why kids love to play it. You get to hit
I
somebody with a
guess
stick and
so.
it
I mean,
it's
I've
legal.
taken a new likeness, really. Seeing it in action right here, I thought, it's a guy running. It's just really exciting and well coached, well disciplined, well orchestrated all the way around. We're down to 20 seconds left here in the third quarter of action, Sailors Stadium. Sailors up 11-10. 21 goals have been scored. Your Sailors got one more than the opponents. Sidearm shot right there. Oh,
that's one of those things you see.
That comes to the end of the third quarter of action. So we're done with Tier 3 action here at Sailor Stadium. The defending state champions, the Wildcats of Jenison High School, are down by 1. We're going to give you a 1-minute break, but hustle right on back. Want to welcome everyone back. Hope you had a great 1-minute break. We got 12 minutes of action. And when I say 12 minutes of action, don't you dare go anyway. It's 11-10. Sailors up against the defending Tier 3 state champions, the Wildcats of Jenison High School. Eric Carlson, Joe Kanukin, the best in the business, Kim and Kotis. I'm Nick Davos. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast. If there's anything that we can do to make it better, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. It's about you. It's not about us. It's we enjoy and we're blessed to be doing what we do whenever we can do it. We've got the hockey coach down to our left, the godfather of Sailor hockey, Paul Tiefendahl, is down there. Had a pleasure of doing a game, 2 of theirs, and we're glad to bring lacrosse to you today. So reach out to us. So it's 11-10. The defending 3 champions are the Tier 3 champions are down by 1 here at Sailor Stadium. The lights are on. You couldn't ask for a better night. It's great up here in the press box.
I need to interview with these kids. I always wonder what the lights, how they affect versus natural lights. I remember in baseball, I liked night games, but the shadows playing outfield made a difference. And I think that little ball, white ball, and as fast as it travels, it's got to be hard to see.
Oh, I would think so, yeah. Got a little, is there a flag? Yeah, there's a flag on that far east end here at Sailor Stadium. Somebody's going to be penalized.
Sounds like the penalty is going to be on the Sailors. We did have one fan correct us. It's only the Tier 3, not state champs, but the Tier 3 regional conference champs.
Conference champs. Okay, thank you very much. And that's why we asked, and that's why I wanted to know. So, Tier 3 conference champions, the Wildcats of Jenison, are down.
Yeah, we weren't privy to that information. We were just heard champs, tier 3 champs. We went with it.
right. That's how we roll.
They're playing like champs tonight.
Yes,
Sailors have their hands full, but
we
we're giving them all
well,
we
the
can.
future's got to be bright. Not only is it going to be light for lacrosse, but we had the chance to cover hockey this year, and the future is going to be bright for hockey as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Both
fun to cover. Yep,
both teams are young. The coaches and the Godfather himself. He's got to be happy. Anytime a Godfather's happy, as in the Godfather of Sailor Nation Sports, Joe, the Godfather Kanukin.
Well, I'm always happy.
Yeah, well, yes, you are. You're
I'm
just
pretty
a
happy
happy
guy.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
a pretty happy guy.
Yeah. I want an update on Noah's girlfriend in Ann Arbor.
Let's
with
check
the apartment.
to make sure.
Let's make sure it hasn't. Has it gone? I mean, it went up in smoke, but did it go down? Because I don't see any more smoke over to the east now, Joe. I'm telling you.
That's
right
a
now.
good sign.
Well, yeah.
It either means they put it out or they ran out of fuel.
Yeah, that's right.
So they must have picked up the flag.
Sounds like
and the coaches shook hands. So
it's a gentleman's agreement here. Is
I
that
guess
what it
so.
was?
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, you know what? I'll wave it off. I love you. Thank you very much.
Oh, we got a 50-50 ball.
A 50? What does that mean?
Yeah, you throw it like that, you got a 50-50 shot of
okay.
And it didn't go in Shore's favor.
God, see, this is what's scary about this sport right here. That action right there. One guy comes down. And it's just, I mean, they've gotten 4 goals just like that where a guy's bringing it down. And the goalie has to react to the guy with it, and then he just dishes it off to the trailer. It's just like in basketball. It's like a 2-on-1 is basically what it is.
We do have quite a bit of a limp there out of number 17.
17, I don't see his.
Eric Cotner.
I'm going to guess it's a cramp.
And Cotner's got to be tired because he played in the JV game. Well, he better be in that shape for football season when he's with me. I'll tell you that much, for God's sake. He's going to be playing a lot. He better be in shape. Oh, I'm looking forward to football. I got some things rolling already. I'm excited.
Well, let's enjoy the summer first.
Slow down.
No, I'm just excited. About sports.
I love your excitement, but we still need to enjoy
we've got this going on. This is great. Conrad with the ball. Boy, has he had a game tonight, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all knotted up, 11-11, 10:35 counting down here in the 4th and final quarter here at Sailor Stadium, the well-groomed Sailor Stadium. Tad, the turf looks good. The natural grass that it is for the last year of natural grass. Because next year at this time,
it will be the last
it'll be the last season. Because come June.
2022, yeah. We got another player down at the center of the field. And it looks like a collision earlier, just a few minutes before the stoppage in
both
play.
guys are down.
Yeah, that's Bryce. That's what happened. They did have a collision, and actually Jenison player actually went to the other side. Now the ref was about to look like he's going to throw the flag for being offsides, but I think he saw what happened situation and.
We got to be excited about what's going to happen next year with Sailor Stadium and the new turf. Having gone to Muskegon, for their game and seeing, the turf at Hackley Stadium and how nice it looks. It's really going to be stunning here.
It's going to pop, really.
Oh, it's just going to pop because, at Hackley Stadium, it's pretty enclosed, I mean, it's limited because of the neighborhood that's around here, but here it's an open expansion,
open, right?
And just the turf and Hackley doesn't have a track around it, but you got the black track with the green track. Boy, it's just going to look stunning, I would think.
Bryce is very tenderly being helped off the field. And he is giving a lot of favor to that right leg and not putting any weight. I'm not sure if it's an ankle or a foot.
Got the trainer down there looking at him.
We'll have our sideline reporter update us here in a minute.
Right. Who's running down?
Somebody's got to run down there and do it, though. All right, so 9:49 counting down here at Sailor Stadium. We're tied at 11 apiece.
It was a good shot on goal, but just a little wide.
Shot goes wide.
Gave the ball to the Shores.
So the Sailors looking to break this 11-11 tie. Fourth quarter action. Sailors setting it up.
Shot.
Good shot. Beautiful shot. Great setup.
Goal.
Great
It's a
pass.
goal.
Landon to Conrad.
That combination tonight.
Once again, taking a look at this Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay, he just kind of fades back to the left, and he's sitting right there. They pass it up to him, and he's
right
just there.
Conrad's
Easy
waiting.
shot.
Just
Great
how the
setup.
Just how the coach drew it up.
Yeah.
Great setup by the two of them. Yeah, he was just sitting there in front of the goal, and he just kind of slowly drifted off of that defensive coverage, got open, and threw it in.
Quick question, Eric. So, like in football, we film all of our games, and Coach Kozak, has the drone for practice. I'm assuming coaches filmed this game too, and they.
Yep, they're filming it right now.
They're
Mr.
filming it right now.
Is the parent that does that for the lacrosse program, which is very appreciative, and the boys will watch the game, and coach will critique just like we do in.
Yep, just like any other sport. All right, no, that's good.
I've had the pleasure of taking some of the coverage that John Baker, his daughter Jenna Baker, is on the girls softball team. So in our absence, he's been able to live stream a few of their games.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, John.
What I have been able to do from that is provide the huddle film after converting that over to him and getting it to him. So it's really been kind of a nice little arrangement.
That's great.
So, win-win.
So a team that's up, you can't go into like a stall mode and just.
Well, in high school, you can kind of get away with it. Like I was mentioned earlier, when you get up to the college level, you actually have a shot clock.
A shot clock like basketball has. Gotcha.
Yep, you have a certain amount, but high school, you can stall a little bit.
Okay, I gotcha.
Sailors looking to defend this 1-goal lead. A little bit of a scrum.
Ooh.
Nice pickup. Yeah, nice pickup.
We play to win. We're not going to stall.
No. I understand that. But Conrad is just a tough kid there. Just a nice
what a
assist.
pass.
And a goal. Nice job.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's textbook drawn up the way that you
is just wonderful.
take a look at it on the replay here.
Yeah, the reverse rolls. We had Landon to Brayton last time. Right there was Brayton to Landon.
Coming in, just sitting back there waiting for the pass.
God.
I think the defender kind of lost where he was sitting back there by the goal and gave him too much space.
The young Sailors making a statement here with 8:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Up by 2, 13-12. Is it comfortable? Not at all, but it is a slight separation. There's a timeout on the field. We're going to take it with everybody. Your score with 8:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter at Sailor Stadium. The Sailors are up 13-11. Want to welcome everyone back. 8:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Sailors up 13-11. So the big question is, Jake Nana, Brayden Conrad, where are they spending the night? Is it at Conrad's house? Is it at my house? Is it at Coach Benedict? I mean, we're not sure where they. Now, if somebody else in Sailor Nation Sports wants to take in some kids, by all means, you just do it.
Or if you got any to give away that you want to
got anybody, the Conrads, anybody, you know. It's an open door policy, but a great game going on here. 8-10 counting down here.
Yep.
Jenison with the ball.
Yep.
There's
a flag right there.
So it would be interesting to see what this penalty is.
Yep,
Yep,
slash.
it is a slash. So the Sailors will be playing a man down here. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're nursing along a 2-goal lead. And against this Jenison Wildcat team is not going to be a comfortable lead at all, especially when you're going down a man.
So, question, Eric, for you now, you being the color guy that you are with us. Do you do any types of substitution when you're down a man?
Yeah, you want to put your D out there.
More D than O because you're a man down?
You have long poles.
Okay,
yes.
thanks. Okay, so 4 long pole kids are in there right now. No, that's good to know here. All right.
It's almost your penalty killing.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's
you
really
got your
what it
penalty
is.
killing unit that's out there right now. So a guy's going to go behind the net there. So the goalie has to look around all around in front and who's behind him as well. Okay.
Good box out.
Yeah, no, good box. And that's where that long pole comes.
Clear it out of there. Okay.
Nice.
Showers ball.
So that was a crease violation that turned it over into the Sailors' possession. And they turn it right back over. That didn't go well.
Well, that didn't go. I
There's
thought
another
you would have
slash. That was unfortunately that was too obvious of a slash right there.
17 with the long shot for the goal for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's Jack Turney again.
Yeah, that's that kid going to Cleveland State, I think they said, right?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
there goes the hat now. So we got laundry, we got a hat. Fill us in, what is that?
unsportsmanlike.
So what does non-releasable mean? We're talking about. Okay, so on typical penalties, if we score, then they would be released, no different than like a hockey penalty. But this is a no-release, unsportsmanlike conduct on Jenison. So that could be a bonus for us if we make sure to execute where we need to execute.
Yeah, because we're even right now because we have a 1 minute slash, but we'll have that extra minute where we'll have the man up.
Right. Now, we don't know how much time is left, though, in the penalty, right?
So these are brand new. It's 1 minute and 2 minutes right now.
Okay, I got you.
We'll be released.
I got you.
Even right now for a minute, and then we'll have a minute.
Goes Conrad again. Boy, he's just so effective.
But almost all of his goals have been driving directly into the heart of the defense like that.
You know, he played football, and then so he
There's
looks
another
where,
penalty,
you know,
two penalty flags out there, the hat and a flag.
A hat and a flag penalty.
Another flag. Oh, and actually he threw the flag this time. He's so used to throwing his hat.
Right.
I was going to say, he never even used the flag. He just went right to the hat.
Yeah.
This is obviously going to.
It's definitely going to be against Jenison.
Yep.
He's just so strong.
Oh my goodness! What a goal!
Count it. And they're looking. Was he in the crease? Is that what he's trying to think of, maybe? But
we're waiting for the call. Officials, right?
There it is.
It's a goal.
Let's take a look at that on the instant replay. I tell you, his drive. He's got 3 guys that he drove past, stayed on his feet. And it's a great call by the referees because as he was laying down from outside the crease, he made the shot. Let's look at it one more time just because that was so awesome. Comes from the right side of the goalie. He's outside the crease and he's leaning as he throws that in. It's a beautiful
shot. Oh, my God. Congratulations. Brent Conrad having the game of his life in front of us today.
That's going to be a top 10 on Sports Center tomorrow.
There we go.
Amen to that.
We'll be glad to give it courtesy of Sailor Nation Sports Network.
Yes, sir, Bob.
8 goals for
wow.
Mr. Conrad out there. That is a tremendous night.
Todd, is this the most your son's had in a game? 8 goals? Wow, congratulations. Congratulations.
you know what?
Director Conrad having a chance. Huh? Well, no, but a goal, that's all right.
The sheer number of goals is
Oh,
impressive.
yeah.
But
I mean,
like I said, the one thing that he has been doing in almost every single one of these is he's driving right into the teeth of the defense and powering it in just
it's
like that.
He played fullback for us, and he just drops his head and he just dips that shoulder. Oh, congratulations!
This is so fun to watch. So fun to watch.
Congratulations to the teams. They're up now by 2, 6:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Sailors Stadium, Tier 3 action.
And we're in a non-releasable penalty power play right now against the Wildcats.
Yeah, still a minute 12 left on that.
Yep, got Kim and Kotis, the best in the business, up in the crow's neck. We're blessed to have Eric Carlson, principal, and lacrosse extraordinaire here to my right. Joel Kanukin on the board. I'm Nick Davis. Hope you're enjoying our telecast. We're glad to be with you as we get into our spring season.
Turnover.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I've missed that we haven't been able to cover anything earlier than this. However, to open up our season coverage with this has been
extraordinary.
Fantastic.
Absolutely wonderful. We got the girls. We're going to get the girls in a week or two, hopefully.
Nice pick up by the Sailors. Moving quickly into the Wildcat zone.
Yep, Cody took it across.
Nice shot!
On
Puts
goal.
Another dart right to the back of the net.
My goodness.
Cody to Jake.
What a shot. What a shot. I hope you guys are enjoying that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. And oh my goodness, I'm just watching over and over again as often as I can. These goals are just tremendous. That was a dart. That was just a shot.
Sailors up by 3 with 5:43 counting down here in the fourth and final quarter from Sailor Stadium.
Does Jenison have another penalty? So we're 2-man advantage now. One of them non-releasable. He's got to be about 45, 50 seconds left on that.
I think 43 seconds because it was right at the 7-minute mark when he earned it.
Sailors taking full advantage of being up by a man now. 2. Sailors on
Another
the
good
attack
win.
once again.
Trent with possession.
So you got time. This is where you want to set it up. You've got such an advantage. There you go. This is how they just powered it in before.
Well, this is where Brainy was just so effective. He's got the mindset that you're not going to stop me.
Push it, take the time. Oh, that's going to end up being Jenison.
Turnover, yep.
Oh, that hurt.
So that eats up about more than half of what was left of the non-releasable. We're getting down into the end of that.
Yeah, but the problem was, we just come on, get it.
Nice turnover force.
Turnovers right there.
Here we go.
Well, here we go.
Oh, got a little stick on that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that to the Sailors. So the Jenison defenseman there just got a little bit of stick on that shot and was able to knock it to the left of the goalie. Another shot. Sailors up by 3, 15 to 12, 4:45 left, fourth quarter against this tough Jenison team. This is a quality win.
Without a question, yes, I agree with you. The reigning Tier 3
regional
Conference.
champions. We're going to get this right by the end of the game.
Sailors killing some time off this clock. Now it's a possession
I'm
here.
not even going to mention tier anything. They're just Jenison Wildcats here.
Good idea. We'll just cut
that
we'll
out. Just save it safe right
we
there.
mentioned earlier at the college level they have that time clock that you have to get your shot.
All right, so now do you milk some time right here?
Oh, yeah. With
why not?
Three-goal lead.
Yeah.
Tough offensive opponent like Jenison. Sure.
Yeah, move the ball around and don't force anything.
Yep.
Yeah, let's force it.
Play smart ball.
force them to come out after you right now.
Yep, make
And
them
now,
make a mistake.
right. It's just like basketball. Yeah, teams in the zone force them to get in the man.
Get a break.
3:38 left. .328, 15-12. Those joining us on YouTube or the Facebook page, thank you very much. One quick shout out here as we're burning clock. As I mentioned,
Turnover. Turnover is going to go to the Wildcats. Sailors might get it back, and they do.
See, yep, he's going. You notice the guy staying back with his.
Yep. So they just
shaft up.
switched, right?
Oh, that's
Oh,
gonna be a penalty.
there's the flag. You get a little chippy here now, boys.
At the time of that penalty, we were back to even strength, but we will obviously be going back.
Yeah, we're down to
onto a power
3:01
play.
here in the fourth period. Fourth quarter, Sailors up by 3, 15-12, Sailor Stadium.
So a mention that I threw out to the Sailor Nation sports fans on the Facebook page, we have a great success in streaming to YouTube. But for some of our events where they get streamed by mobile, via mobile, the only way you can do that is if you have 1,000 subscribers or more on the YouTube page. So if you're currently a Sailor Nation Sports Network fan on the Facebook, we encourage you to go to the link that's on our page and go into the YouTube page to be able to open that up. It's not going to give you anything less if you go there. We're just trying to expand our capabilities and coverages to YouTube a little bit more efficiently. So if you're not a fan or you're not a subscriber to our YouTube page yet, please go there and do so soon.
Hey, have we had any new members join us?
Please.
Excuse me for even asking. Please.
Over the course of the last 2 weeks, I believe we've had over 75 new members.
Oh, that's wonderful. So what's our total? So we're near 5,000?
We're about almost 4,650.
46, so we're almost at 4,700. So we got to try to get,
Nice
all right,
pass.
everybody out there, we got to try to get 300 by
Nice
the
drive,
end of the.
nice shot.
I think you guys are right behind the Bali Sports Network, the old Fox Detroit with members. I think you guys are right behind them in ratings.
Yeah. Goal? Penalty? What? It's a goal.
It is a goal. Did it go through? It looked like it.
The official said it went through.
No, I mean, it looked like it went through the net.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add another goal to the. We're gonna go through and add one more, 16-12. Now it's a little bit more comfortable lead with 2:07 left in the fourth quarter.
So I was listening to the Dan Patrick show because I was forced to stay home this week, but still educating my kids from a distance. Speaking on the World Wide Web.
You just had to throw that.
I absolutely. My boss is next to me. I check my kids wherever they are in the world every night, okay? But Dan Patrick and his show has been nominated for a Sports Emmy. We, too, have a potential award coming our way.
The Telly Award, we have submitted our...
Mr. Carlson will want to listen to this. Say it again for Mr. Carlson.
I believe it's May 25th is when they will announce the winners, so we've got a little bit while longer.
Okay, so we've got about a month, roughly.
So the Tellys is a kind of a non-commercial version of like the Emmys, the online-based stuff. They look at commercials. There's very different categories. But we have submitted, and we're being reviewed for a potential Telly Award.
We might be Telly
Will there be a
Award
red carpet and like a
There's actually a statue. It looks like an Emmy that's about that big if you win it.
Sir,
So
Bob.
we'd love to be able to present Todd Conrad a
Conrad,
Telly Award for Sailor Nation Sports Network.
We've been nominated for a Telly Award, kind of like the Sports Emmy for Sailor Nation Sport.
So
does that come with the raise?
No,
you know what? It probably would double what we're getting paid now.
Athletic Department, you guys just keep doing what you do, and we expect more Telly Awards. Just do what you got to do.
Honestly, Eric, I think it would actually just come with more work. That's all.
Expectations
would be higher, that kind of stuff.
But I wanted my boss to know too.
This would probably be my last run.
He walks into my room and sees that Telly Award right there, because then we can, Telly Award winning.
Telly Award winning broadcast.
Another thing to tag onto your show. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know you made it. You know you've made it when you get the Telly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either that or we're just shooting our mouths and we're going to have egg all over our face come May 25th.
I mean, the worst thing they're going to say is thanks, you guys look great, but not that great.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, 2:07 remaining. Sailors now up by 4, 16-12. Sailors Stadium on an absolutely gorgeous night here in West Michigan, just a few blocks from the shores of Lake Michigan.
Well, I tell you, Kimmin was capturing such great sunsets earlier tonight. Thank you, Kimmin, for doing that. Minute 52 left. Sailors looking to hold off the Wildcats for anything.
Ooh, did a 360 and shot right there.
Yeah, didn't take a quality shot there.
No, he didn't. Jenison with the ball.
So interesting enough, looking at some of the other, to add to the shot clock question, under 2 minutes, the offensive team has to keep the ball in the box or it is turnover. So under 2 minutes, when they want to keep their passing their round to kill clock, they have to stay in the box. They can't come out under 2 minutes. Thank you, Chip. That's another one.
Oh, this is Conrad. Yeah, no. All right, Sailors going to set it up now. Maybe milk a little time if they can. Down to 1 minute remaining here at Sailors Stadium. Sailors up 16-12. It's the fourth quarter, everybody. Don't you dare go anywhere.
Crowd is on their feet.
Absolutely. Coach Stavros is up on his knees right here trying to get as much in as he can.
40 seconds
Jenison's
left.
going to have to come up with a miracle to pull this one out with 37 seconds remaining. This could be a big win for the Sailors right here.
This is a huge quality win for the Sailors. 30 seconds left here.
Get the Gatorade ready. Absolutely. The Gatorade bath tonight. Shot. No, well, body. Oh,
Nice
great
stop
save.
by Parker.
Down to 16 seconds. Oh, there's a penalty. Now, what's this penalty? Another penalty.
It's got to be some unsportsmanlike conduct
Todd,
at this
penalties?
point.
What'd you see? I see. There's another flight. Well, they're just flying everywhere now.
There has been a lot of laundry tonight.
Yeah, just throw the hat. Where's the guy with the hat? All right, so we got 3 flags.
The only thing I can figure is there's got to be, at this point, some unsportsmanlike conduct, perhaps.
Yeah, I would think. It was 7 seconds remaining, so game in hand, but got to be concerned with the flag. So we're going to get a interpretation from the officials right now as they walk out to the center of Sailor Stadium. Now we're going to confer. All right, here we go.
Now the clarification, only the teams in the lead have to stay in the box under 2 minutes if they're
Brandon
within 1 goal. Okay, perfect. And I thank you. That one goes out to Patrick Gucci, who's watching on our YouTube page.
Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that's watching it. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. We're truly blessed to doing what we're doing. And it's just really is a dream for Kim and Joe and I, really to bring this to you whenever we can. We're going to try to ramp it up, keep bringing it to you.
Jenison coach just got ejected.
Jenison coach got ejected?
Yeah.
He's walking on the field.
He's walking off.
I see Brandon Zolman is serving a penalty for unsportsmanlike, and I believe their coach.
Probably maybe some expletives were, maybe some unpleasantries were said.
I know we'll check down with our sideline reporter here in a second.
Yep.
And that runs out the clock.
That's it. The Sailors has upset the Tier 3 Conference champions. We got that one
Once
right.
again, by the end of the game, we finally got it right.
Big win for the
20
Sailors.
makes the charm, I guess.
Yeah, big win for the Sailors. They win by 4, 16-12, and improved to 4-1 on the season.
Yeah,
right
and a
now.
good quality for him.
Oh, it
really,
was,
that is a tremendous.
It was
win.
a great win. It was a great game. Eric, thoughts on the game?
Oh,
You've seen enough of these.
It's a quality win for sure. Like I said, we didn't think they would be where they're at right now, and it just what a great job the kids and the effort, all the work they put in during the off season, everything else. It's really
so now
paying
the
off.
Jenison coach. So it's interesting, in football, if you're thrown out, you got to,
You got to leave the field. You
the
have to
field,
leave
and
the
I
area.
think this
and miss the next game.
next
too.
game, I
You
think
gotta
is what
miss
the
next game.
MHSAA rule
So the
is.
big question now, though, is Where's Jake sleeping tonight? That's what I want to know. I want to know where Jake's sleeping tonight.
9:30, as what Conrad told me.
Stay tuned to social media. I'm sure it'll be there.
Okay.
Or Insta-chat or Instagram.
Yep,
Well,
stay tuned.
should we go to Conrad's in 2 tonight? I think there's going to be a celebration at Conrad's.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
8
good
goals.
food. I'm thinking good food.
I'm thinking good food at Conrad's tonight,
Yep,
probably.
Yep, absolutely. 9 total goals for Mr. Conrad out
9
there. I'll tell you
total
what.
goals.
That's got to be a school record out as soon as
I
there's
would
a
think it's got to
program.
be right up there, yeah.
And again, we talked about it. They were quality goals, not just from the accuracy of the shot.
Exactly.
But he fought right through the
he's going to be a
teeth of the
tired lad
defense.
tonight. I tell you what,
And got I'll tell you that last one where he was literally to the very end. He was leaning from outside
without
the
a question.
crease.
Yeah.
And that was a great shot.
Great effort, great team effort. Kimmin, thank you so much for the great job up in the crow's nest. Joe, final thoughts for tonight, buddy?
Listen, this was about as good as you can get coming back into the spring season for Sailor Nation Sports Network. It's fantastic to cover the effort of the boys lacrosse. We're looking forward to girls lacrosse and softball and baseball, all the other ones out there that we're going to try to get our hands on throughout the season. And for me personally, I can't thank Eric Carlson enough for being here and helping us fill in the blanks on a lot of these things to do it. It's been a pleasure having you.
Your thoughts tonight on the game?
It was a great
final
pleasure
thoughts from you, Eric?
I'm just glad I was invited for my amateur knowledge on the sport, and we had fun tonight, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this.
Well, you're no longer amateur status. You're now a paid professional. I just want you to know that.
Paid in appreciation.
I was going to say
paid in appreciation from Sailor Nation Sports. Eric, you're priceless. We can't come up with $1 to give you, so that's why you're not going to get.
We just won't.
But you are priceless. As far as I'm concerned, listen, it was a blessing, number one, to be able to do what we did tonight. With COVID still rearing its ugly head, all the precautions from the administration here at Mona Shores, Athletic Director Tom Conrad, social distancing, wearing the mask. This was just, number one, it's a great venue here at Mona Shores. The contestants, the combatants were first class, and it's a great outcome to win by 4 against the division, Tier 3 conference champions. Dear God, I mean, we can't be more thankful. So, for Kimmin up in the skybox, for Eric Carlson, the Godfather, my dear friend Joe Kanukin, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know the outcome is going to put a smile on everybody's face. So, keep listening, keep watching. Joe's going to keep things posted and let everybody know. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you as soon as we can. So, from Sailor Stadium, I'm Nick Davos. Good night, everybody, and have a great weekend.
This is Sailor Nation Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.